Now at 6, the Pitt State women's basketball team tries to move a step closer to an NCAA championship. John Dales has a preview of tonight's Final Four game. Plus, firefighters in Pittsburgh rescue a woman from a burning house. And
work continues here in downtown Lamar as crews try to improve the city's water lines. I'm Anthony Saviello. I'll have more on that coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
hello there. Pitt State women's basketball has a chance to advance to an NCAA championship game tonight. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM Sports Director John Dales joins us now with more.
Yeah, Dow, well, tonight is the first time the Pitt State women will play in the Final Four in program history. They beat Lubbock Christian by 11 on Monday, and the Gorillas' opponent is Grand Valley State, who won by 28 on Monday and has lost only one time this year to a Division II team. I'll have more on this contest coming up later in sports.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. Right now, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
And it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. In fact, temperatures into lower 70s. We're going to warm up even more as we go into Thursday. But at the same time, the winds will start to increase as well. We could get a few random showers tomorrow. Winds really stick around the next several days. And then we're going to watch for some thunderstorms late Saturday night into Sunday morning. 71 in Joplin, Pittsburgh, sitting at 72. Here come the winds increasing for us tomorrow. We're going to have gusts 25, 30, maybe 33 miles per hour at times. Not as strong as what we saw last week, but still up there. Most of us near 70 into low to mid 70s. Through the evening, we slide back through the 60s. We really only bottom out at about 58 later on tonight. Pretty much clear skies, but we'll get some clouds increasing in the morning. We're going to look at the rest of the week here in a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. Pittsburgh firefighters today rescued a woman from a burning home. Firefighters responded to a report of a woman trapped in a house at 605 North Georgia. The city says they immediately attacked that fire, found the woman despite heavy smoke, and got her out. Pittsburgh Fire Chief says the woman had some injuries and they transferred her to the care of Crawford County EMS. A medical helicopter took her from Pittsburgh's Mercy Hospital to another location. We do not have any further word on her condition. The fire department says no one else was in the home. The state fire marshal's office will help with the investigation of that fire. Some area first responders will benefit from your donations to KOAM's Hero Fund Telethon next week. The fund is used to aid first responders in getting state-of-the-art personal protection equipment and other safety resources so they can return home to their families as safely as possible. We spoke to the Goodman Police Department to see why they hope to receive this funding.
Our department, the county in and of itself doesn't have abundance of resources. If we could get a drone, we can help other agencies with missing people. If somebody gets in a foot bail on a pursuit, we can launch a drone rather than sending people into the area.
The Hero Fund Telethon is going to take place next Wednesday during our noon, 5, and 6 o'clock broadcasts. Southwest Missouri community is working to improve infrastructure by replacing many of the city's water lines. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more on what they're doing and how this project will impact the town.
Crews here in downtown Lamar have been hard at work trying to replace the city's water mains. It's a job that the city says needed to happen.
So this has been on the city's engineering studies and priority list for quite some time. We have quite a few cast iron lines in the ground that still have to come out also, but we knew that this was a great opportunity for us to use some of this funding to replace some of this major infrastructure for us.
The Waterline project coincides with another project meant to help enhance the city's quality of water.
We, as a city of Lamar, applied for 2 grants, one for wastewater and one for drinking water. We were awarded the grant for the drinking water, which is what you're currently seeing. Along with the water line replacement project that we have going on along the square, we also have the water well that's being drilled and plumbed into one of our water towers just to have a redundant water supply for the city.
It's been a project several years in the making, and after delays or cancellations to other projects the city had in mind.
COVID in that 2020 era, a lot of projects got slowed down, they got halted or just completely written off. For both supply reasons and contractor reasons, you just couldn't get the work done.
This one can soon be checked off the list.
We're extremely excited to get the water projects up and going and to get those projects completed.
Now, as this project continues, the city says residents could expect a temporary interruption in their water service as crews try to connect the new main water lines to residential homes. In Lamar, Missouri, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Rive says the project is contracted out until this fall. He says the city is confident the downtown portion will be completed by August. Stapleton Elementary in Joplin opened a brand new chapter of a shared reading event. Every Stapleton student received a copy of the book Fenway and Hattie by Victoria J. Brooks to be read together at home for the next few weeks. Staff at the school see the event as a great way to show how fun reading can be.
Reading is fun, and we have tried to do everything we can to promote that through our book, through our revealing in the assembly. We transformed our entire school with the theme and objects from the book, so they walked in school today completely surprised, and they're waiting anxiously to find out what's going on, why did our teachers do this, and that we're going to do this together, and we're a community, our families, to our students, to our staff.
The school says it plans to celebrate the completion of the book with a Stapleton Reads Night on Thursday, April 17th. Some people in Southwest Missouri have run into some public transportation troubles. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at the funding issues impacting Oates Transit. And a little later, hummingbirds are making their way back to the four-states. A lot of people who rely on transportation services in Southwest Missouri are finding out some of those routes are pausing for many rural communities. Adam Woodbury reports it could be a long wait for the Oates bus to come back for them.
We have been spending the last several weeks looking at where we can consolidate service, where we can, kind of reroute funding or kind of shift funding a little bit.
Oates Transit is pausing many of its routes in 13 of its 17 counties after funding ran dry. Regional Director Renee Frazier says the nonprofit gets its funding from several different resources, including the federal government, but that requires a 50% match from local or state funds. And some of that local funding is where the current issue is, in this case, the Senior Area Agencies on Aging.
And they notified us recently that they need to temporarily pause the senior age funded transportation services.
Starting April 1st, Oates won't be able to pick up people and drive them to various places around their hometowns. Instead, they have some bus routes that can take them to Springfield or other large towns. Not a great option for some who rely on Oates.
Instead of staying in Douglas County, they're wanting to transport everyone 54 miles into Springfield to do their shopping and then drive them 54 miles back. So if you're doing that, you're not saving any money at all.
Up until now, Danielle Pace says Oates has picked her up from her front door in Smollett, not too far from Ava. But she was told she'll have to make the journey to a designated pickup spot to catch a ride to Springfield.
I would either have to walk there to get picked up or have somebody drop me off there to get picked up. But that does me no good. So when I get back, whenever that might be, I've got groceries. So I'm supposed to take my groceries several miles back home.
Oates Transit said the change in service is only temporary, and they're hopeful things will go back to normal come July 1st at the start of the next fiscal year for Senior Area Agencies on Aging.
That's what we're kind of all holding on for. But that's a long 3 months for people who maybe don't have any other way to get to their medical appointment or to get groceries that they need to get to continue living independently within their own homes.
Oates, or operating above this standard, began in 1971. While the service was originally geared to older adults, it's open to all ages now, offering a vital connection in rural areas where transportation options are often extremely limited. A little bit later, we told you the Pitt State women's basketball team is a championship in their sights, but their toughest opponent waits for them tonight in the Final Four. John's going to have more on that preview coming up.
Plus, our temperature is warming up even more as we go into Thursday. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Temperatures are pretty good across the region. Most of us into lower 70s during the afternoon. Looks good right now outside. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking downtown Joplin off toward the north and east right through downtown. Pretty much clear skies, so it looks pretty good. The winds, we've gotten a break, but they're going to return as we go through the next few days. Not near as strong is what we have seen at times over the past 2 or 3 weeks, but still we're going to get southerly winds kind of gusting 27 to 33-ish as we go into Thursday. But in return, it really warms us up. It stays breezy again or windy on Friday, much of the same, and actually even lasts into the weekend as well. Temps right now 70 to about 75 degrees. Looks good if you're getting out this evening. Sitting at 71 east. Southeasterly winds at about 5 to 10. Through the evening, 70s, 60s. We're only going to bottom out at about 58 later on tonight, just due to those southerly winds are going to keep our temperatures up. But pretty much clear skies, not a whole bunch going on. We have some disorganized storm systems around us. One system moving into the Pacific Northwest, and this system will start to affect us as we head into the weekend. Let's go through time. About 58 to 60 for us tonight. We are going to get some clouds kind of working through during the morning hours, and we can't rule out a couple random little showers, especially along and north of I-44, especially tomorrow morning. Partly sunny in the afternoon, heating up. I think most of us 80, 81, maybe 82 during the afternoon. Thunderstorms tomorrow night, they stay to our north. We only drop back to about 58, 59 degrees once again on Friday. We get a lot of clouds in here, especially Friday afternoon. And again, we can't rule out a couple random showers, especially this time, unlike tomorrow, along and south of I-44. Then that system moves out. Then we get ready for our next one moving in over the weekend. 60 in the morning, 74 by noon. Let's go with a high temp, 81 during the afternoon. We're still tracking the potential to get some stronger storms in here as we go into the weekend. We're kind of on the bubble. This may spread back a little bit farther toward the west for Saturday night. So we want to keep our eyes on that. It's not a strong storm system. That's why there's not a lot of clarity with it. Still, even 3.5 days out, it's just this little ripple in the upper level flow. It's not a big storm system that is going to be pushing through, but it should give us some showers and thunderstorms. So we're going into Saturday afternoon, temps near 80, and then if we can get some thunderstorms popping up midnight to about 6 a.m., they will have the potential to be strong, low-grade, severe, maybe produce a little bit of hail across the region. It's not something I'm overly concerned with, just to let you know. 81 tomorrow, 70 on Friday, 80 on Thursday. 66 on Sunday. We're going to start to cool back down Sunday and Monday, and then back warming back up by the middle of next week.
Some pretty extreme temperature swings.
Kind of all over the place.
Thanks, Jack. Hey, hummingbirds, they're not all over the place just yet, but they are making their way back to this area. Conservationists report the states to the south have seen the birds on the move as they migrate back from their winter home.
Currently, the hummingbirds are coming up from Mexico and Panama, which is where they overwinter. It's nice and warm down there for them in the wintertime. And then gradually throughout the spring, they're going to work their way further and further north.
The most common type of hummingbird found in this area is the ruby-throated hummingbird. They're beautiful. Still ahead, Pitt State and Missouri Southern baseball square off in Joplin, and a preview of tonight's Final Four matchup between PSU women's basketball and Grand Valley State. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
For the first time in program history, Pittsburgh State women's basketball will play in a Final Four game. Now that's tonight in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Winner moves on to the national championship on Friday night. Now to be the best, you got to beat the best. That's certainly what the Gorillas have tonight. Their opponent is Grand Valley State, who received the #1 overall seed in the Elite Eight. The Lakers are 36-2, and one of those two losses was against Ohio State, who competes at the Division I level in the Big Ten, and yeah, they went 26-7. But the Gorillas are hoping to play their game, team basketball, as they have all year.
And I want to give credit to our girls that just being selfless, you know, like Sydney Holmes played 39 minutes against Mankato, had a great stat line. The best thing for the team today was to put Corinna just a little more length, or Sav, a little more length on their inside game, because our guards were doing such a good job of taking away some of their strong points. And so it's not always going to be, you know, individuals getting their limelight. It's going to be whatever takes best for the team. And tomorrow it could be Sid, and the next day it could be Alba, and the next day it could be whoever. And we've just had kids stepping up all year in different roles.
Meanwhile, over in Joplin, Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State baseball renew their rivalry on Warren Turner Field this afternoon. It's Gorillas versus Lions, and we start in the third inning, still scoreless, when Drew Bugner ropes this one down the left field line. He's going to coast into second with a stand-up double. Next batter, Hayden Dyer. Nice swing on this pitch, and it's a single into left. Bugner coming home, and he slides in safely. That puts the Gorillas up 1-0. We go to the bottom of the inning. Lions threatening. Nate Miskowski tries to steal second, but Nixon Brannon throws him out. Nice tag there by Ricky Sanchez. Lions still scoreless. In the fourth, Sanchez at the plate skies this one to deep left. Tragan Parker all the way to the warning track, but he makes the catch. Now, Drew Townsend up to bat. He hits this one very well to left field. That one gets up and out of here for a home run. Lions tied at 1, but Brady Pasha remains composed. He strikes out Jake Leaker after the home run. He finishes the day allowing 2 runs through 5 innings pitched. Gorillas win it 8-4. Meanwhile, over in Altamont, one of our local high school athletes signs a letter of intent this afternoon to play her sport at the college level right here in the 4 states. Labette County High School senior Taylin Harlow signs her letter of intent this afternoon to play volleyball at Independence Community College. The future Pirate didn't start playing volleyball until her freshman year, and she says that today is the culmination of a lot of hard work and determination to play at the next level.
Independence really just felt like home. Like the moment that we, like the coach and I contacted, and then I visited their school and we had our first conversation in person. She just felt like a coach that I've always wanted, and we just had a lot of similarities in our programs, and I just loved her instantly when we started talking.
That's it for sports. We'll be back right after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. We're going to have details from a special school board meeting for Pittsburgh USD 250. Plus, we're going to have the latest fallout from that leaked group chat discussing military plans. And the Pittsburgh Public Library offers a fun new program for some area kiddos. Those stories, a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The weather, pretty nice night to get outside, Doug.
Yeah, temperatures are looking pretty good across the region. We'll only drop back to about 58 or 60 later on tonight. 81 tomorrow. Could get a random shower in the morning, and then again Friday, but temperatures pretty good the next few days.
Final sports notes.
7:30 tip-off for the Pitt State women in the Final Four. We're talking about how good Grand Valley State, their opponent, is. But there's only 4 teams left, so everybody at this point is very, very good. That includes the Gorillas.
That is a very good point, and they're 2 wins away from a national championship.
That they are.
This may be the biggest of those 2 right now. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.